Austin property values just landed after seeing a 56% increase in 2022. Many are seeing increases again in 2023 after seeing over a 20% decrease in the housing market prices in Austin going into 2023. Jeremy Knight, the Knight Group, your favorite Austin realtor. Many of you moved to the Austin area over the last couple of years, and now you're getting that property tax valuation in the mail going, what in the heck is this? How did it get assessed this high? How do I protest this? Do I even need to do a homestead exemption? If you are one of those people, this is absolutely the video for you. If you want other content, there's a lot of other videos that we do on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. In 2023, yes, property tax valuations are coming out. So if you haven't homesteaded already, you're gonna need a homestead. And on top of that, if you need to know about how to protest your valuation, this is the right video. So number one, you're gonna open up that homestead valuation and you're gonna see a lot of different numbers on there. Just know that there's gonna be an assessed value. So if you bought the home, for example, at $1 million, and now they're assessing that property at $1.2 million, they are going to raise your property taxes quite high. So you probably got that valuation in the mail. Look that over. If you haven't done a homestead, let's talk about that right now. So there are several different homesteads you can get. Now, this is where it gets really tricky. If you bought a property as an investment, you are out of luck. You cannot put a homestead on that property. So what a homestead does is it limits how much they can raise, the CAD can raise your property values and your taxes every year about 10%. Now they may raise the value, but the assessed value that they're going off of as in tax value should hopefully be lower. Now this is one of the reasons it's a non-disclosure state, so you can go back and protest and hopefully get a lower valuation versus what you paid for your home. So here are the different types of homesteads that you can do if you own the property. If you bought the property as your primary residence, there's a general homestead evaluation. In Travis County, look up Travis County Appraisal District. So traviscad.org. Hayes County has one, Williamson County. Go on there. This information will be on there. Right here, you have general residential homestead exemption. If you click on this, it tells you that you have really till January 1st to do this. So if you just purchased a home, I highly recommend you go on here, you go to exemptions, and then right to the right, once you click on exemptions, it says apply for your exemption on there. So you have a residential homestead. If you're over 65, there is an over 65 exemption, which actually drops the taxes down even more. There's a disabled person's exemption on there. That's how they have it. Or surviving spouse. That's another one, 100% disabled veteran. So I always talk with my veterans that are buying home, and we always talk about their disability as far as like the level of disability. 100% disability means you can get pretty much 100% of the taxes waived. And if you are a vet and you have any level of disability, definitely still go and apply, because there are different levels that'll help reduce your tax liability. There's donated residence, surviving spouse or armed service member killed in action, and surviving spouse of a first responder killed in the line of duty. So there are different homestead exemptions. You just click on exemptions on Travis Central Appraisal District, hit go online and apply online. So those are the different exemptions. If you just purchased a home, I highly recommend you go on and do this. Now it does take 90 days for those to go into effect. So if you haven't already, definitely go do it. Now let's talk about protesting your valuation. So on the same website, if we go over here and look at protest, there's different ways to protest your valuation. So on the back of that valuation that you get, there's going to be some information about how to protest your valuation. You can take that, put that in and mail it in, or you can go online and fill out the protest form online. I highly recommend that you go do that. Now, I'm not going to give you too many specifics on how to do this, but there is a section where you can put in what you think the value of your home should be, and then it will ask you to provide comps for that. If you just close with a realtor, I highly recommend you go to your realtor and ask them for comps, or you can do one of the other steps that I'm about to talk about. If you bought a home with a builder and did not use a realtor, this is another reason why it's a great idea to use a realtor, is so they can help you out with these things in the future. Under protest, it says the protest process, informal meeting, and ARB hearing. So I highly recommend that if you were going to do this yourself, you try to push for the informal meeting. Now, let me tell you the difference between the two. An informal meeting basically means you can go online and fill out the information, or you can call and talk to somebody online and talk about the valuation. When you come to an agreement, if you agree on that price or that value, that's the value they're going to use. Now, if you don't come to an agreement and you have to go to the formal meeting, it is very hard. You're gonna have 3 people that are your peers, and then you will have someone who is with the tax office. I've done this myself. No matter how hard you try and how many good comps you use, the appraisal person on their side is gonna tell those 3 people that even though they agree with you, they're gonna tell you you're wrong no matter what. I've been through the process. So whatever you do, try not to do the formal hearing. Now, you can hire outside counsel to help you. We'll talk about that in a second. So the protest process, what happens is they're going to give you a market value. This is the value based on what your property would sell for as of January 1st. So as of January 1st, what would your home sell for? Now, keep in mind, a lot of people have dropped 20% from the peak in June till now. So hopefully you can use that as a way to get your home lowered. Now they have the assessed value. The assessed is the reduced value of your property based on limitations provided by having homestead exemptions. And so what that means is that that exemption that you have, it's going to drop down, and that's going to be your assessed value. So if it's 1 million and they assess it, you have a homestead on there, it drops it down 10%. Let's say it's at 900, that's going to be your assessed value, 900. Now they have taxable value. This is the assessed value minus any exemptions amount. It is the value used to calculate your property taxes for each taxing unit. So you have until May 15th to file this protest. So as of today, it's April 20th. You have less than a month from when these hit. Legit, you have less than a month from when these hit. So I hope you're seeing this video right now. So go online. This is the easiest and fastest way to initiate and manage your protest. I recommend actually trying to go in person and meet somebody in person for your informal hearing. That way you're face to face. It's a little bit easier of a process. They want you to go online and do this over the phone, but I recommend going and sitting down with somebody. That way you can actually go through the numbers and talk with somebody, and it's a little less intimidating. On the phone, my experience has been they're just like, yeah, whatever. By filling online, you will receive an immediate confirmation that your protest has been filed. Additionally, you will be able to upload comments and evidence related to your protest, review evidence from the appraisal district, and decline any settlements offered through the online account. If you do not have an account, you will have to set one up using the property owner's ID, PIN number, and notice of appraised value. If you do not have a property owner ID or PIN number, contact this right here. So in person, you can drop this off at the address here on East Anderson. All property owners who file protests have access to TCAD's evidence packet. So this is the other thing. Ask them to send you an evidence packet so that way you can be better armed to do this protest. So I found in the past that when I've asked for an evidence packet, they actually use comps from another neighborhood. I've had that on one of the condos that we have. In fact, that condo went up $100,000 recently in assessed value, even though prices went down, and they're using comps from another neighborhood. So you want to look at those comps to compare them to your neighborhood because they could be wrong. Anything in the comps they give you that you can use to bring down that value, you absolutely want to do, and then maybe use an agent to help you find more comps. The other thing you can do, fill this out and then contact a company. On my website, I will drop a link to a few different companies you can use. This is the easiest way to do it, but what happens is these protest companies do all the work for you and then they charge you 30 to 40%. So if they save you $1,000 on your taxes, they're gonna charge you $300 to $400 for the valuation. Now, some of these companies do charge an upfront fee. So that's how you can do this protest. I recommend you do it. I recommend everyone do a protest. If you have any questions, drop a comment below in the YouTube channel here. We will answer those. Go to my website. I do have a tab on my website where you can actually go through and get this information as well, how to do this and other protest companies. If you want to know the value of your home, there's a valuation tab on my website as well that you can click on there, and that should help you as well. Jeremy Knight, the Knight Group. Make sure you drop a comment below. If you found value in this, make sure you reach out to us in the future and use this to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We'll catch you in the next video.